Lesson, we're going to be solving inequalities using addition or subtraction. And you need to keep in mind it's not much different than when we were solving equalities. One step, two steps, multi-steps, all of those techniques in general are going to apply here. There will be one rule that I'll show you in a little while, but everything's the same. Just like when you're solving equations, you solve the inequalities in the same fashion. So we're going to use inverse operations to isolate the variable. Remember, addition and subtraction are inverses of each other, and multiplication and division. And then if the variable is on the right side of the inequality, we do have to flip sides. We're going to need the variable on the other side. So what that means is we're going to flip everything, and we're going to flip the direction of the inequality. So I'll show you how that works, just to remind you. All right, so let's take a look at our first example. We're going to rewrite with the variable on the left. So we're just going to practice that skill. How do we do that? All right, so I have negative 42 is greater than x. I want x on the left. So we flip everything. Put x on the left, negative 42 on the right, and change the direction of the inequality. All right, so we have x less than negative 42. All right, you flip the numbers, flip the values, and you flip the sign. That's how you do it. Here we go. Practice with this one. Okay. All right, and the next one, let's do some solving. Solve the inequality and graph the solution. Solving and graphing. All right, so some one-step problems. All right, I'm going to add 6. All right, the inequality comes down. Sometimes we forget that we're doing these because we were solving equations for so long. But just look back, don't put an equal sign. Don't write an equal sign. You want to make sure you're using the inequality, okay? All right, so that's the x is isolated, and there is, so now we just have to graph. So a number line. Plot the comparison number. We want all the numbers greater than or equal to negative 4. So we plot our comparison number, and we want greater than or equal to. So let's put a couple of numbers around that. How about negative 3 here and negative 5? Also, these other numbers kind of help us to think about what makes it true. So is negative 5 greater than negative 4? No. So I don't want to graph in this direction. Negative 3 is greater than negative 4. So I want to make sure I am graphing here. So equal bars there. So we're going to put, and let me use a different color, circle, fill it in because of the equal bar, and pointing to the right. Okay, next problem. All right, we're subtracting here, so we're going to use inverse addition. Add 3.8 on both sides of the inequality. Simplify. All right. Graph. That's my M number line. I think I forgot to put the variable on this one. This was an X. Okay, so my number is 8.8. And I do tend to like skip lines when I'm doing these because when you're doing number lines, if they're too close together, the numbers down here look mushed. So that's why I'm giving it a little spacing. What's greater than 8.8? How about 8.9? And less than 8.8 is 8.7. All right, well, which one do I want? Do I want less than or greater than? All right, so this symbol is less than, so I want 8.7. I want all the numbers over here. So circle on the 8.8, Keep it open, point to the left. Less than is left. All right, solve. Let's add 1.2. Okay, so we have 6.2 greater than or equal to x. X is on the right side. I need to have it on the left for the graphing. So I'm going to flip the whole thing, including the direction of the inequality. Okay, so notice that flipping. All right, draw the number line. I'm going to put it a little bit lower so I don't crowd my inequality. And by the way, we should be circling our answers. Okay. All right, 6.2, put that kind of in the middle. All right, see a number that's bigger than 6.2, 6.3. And less than 6.2 is 6.1. There we go. Okay, circle on 6.2. Okay, 6.1 is less than 6.2, 6.3 is more than, and I want less than. So we're going this way. Equal bar means I need to have that circle filled in. Got it. All right. So I'm just doing more examples, throwing a few complications with fractions and stuff. Let's just keep practicing. Solve for x first, just like always. Isolate the variable. So subtract 3.4. What's next? That's my answer. I'm supposed to solve and graph. What's more than negative 11.4? Oops. What's less than negative 11.4? Okay. All right, graph the number. I want less than or greater than. Less than. All right, next one. I'm going to subtract 2/3 from both sides. All right, fractions, no problem on that side. What's the problem over here? Well, I just wanted to do a little reminder of how we combine these. To add or subtract fractions, you have to have a common denominator. So I'm going to change the denominator on the second fraction to a 9. And to do that, I multiply top and bottom by 3. So times 3, times it by 3, and that gives me negative 6/9. And now I can add these two together by adding the numerators. So the left side is k, less than or equal to negative 5/9, and negative 6/9 is negative 11/9. Negative 5 and negative 6 in the numerator keep the denominator the same. All right, draw a number line. Okay, negative 11/9, put it kind of in the middle. I'm not sure what to do here. Well, negative 11/9, that's about, it's equal to, if I change it to an a mixed fraction, that's negative 1 2/9. So what would be less than that? What would be more than that? What do you think? Could I put negative 10/9? And how about here, negative 12 ninths. Now it's not reduced, but that's okay. Just a little practice with what goes where. All right, so let's put a fraction, a circle, equal bar, fill it in, less than. I want numbers less than this, so I always point to the left when I want to show numbers that are less than. Finally, another practice with fractions. Add 17/10 to both sides. All right, let's convert this first fraction. So this is 0. Let's convert this fraction. 5 and 10 are the denominators. Let's change the 5 to a 10 by multiplying by 2, top and bottom. So times 2 times 2. And so I've got 22/10 plus 17/10, which is going to be 39/10. Okay, so that simplifies to that, and we have less than or equal to z. Okay, so this needs to flip. Z's on the wrong side, so z is greater than or equal to 39/10. That's my answer. All right, number line for z's. Sometimes I forget parts. It's okay. The most important thing is that we get that comparison number on there, and we get the direction of the arrow and the circle being filled in or not. That's really the most important thing. So I mean, this is what I care about. Putting that number on there, and then the circle should be filled in and to the right because it's greater than. And time for you to do practice on your own.